Creating from the Heart, the Artistry of Living. I'm here with Nancy Natow Cassidy. Nancy!
Suzy!
She is a wonderful artist, and she's big, and she does fabulous big things.
Big. I like big.
You like big.
I do. I love big. I love color. I love movement.
Awesome. Have you always been doing this?
Yes and no. I mean, my mom used to draw and paint a little bit, and I think she would have liked to have been an artist, you know, with a studio and shows and all that, but she never really did that. But she did teach me, I think, when I was young. I'm assuming she taught me. I'm assuming I learned from her. I remember copying album covers and, you know, drawing things from a young age. And then I went to school and I got my Bachelor of Fine Arts in painting.
Okay.
And then I worked as a graphic designer, so that was also visual. I co-owned with my husband a photography studio, also visual, did prop styling.
So you were looking a lot.
Yes, I'm constantly using my eyes and looking at color and shape and form and
how it all fits together.
Yeah.
And how it surprises you, I bet.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And so now, when did this start, these big paintings?
Mostly, well, I was going to say it started at COVID, but I was contacted by the son of my dentist when I was young, who I had traded some dental work for a painting, and his father sadly passed away, and they still have the painting, and he was asking me about it, and he sent me a photograph. I had forgotten that painting that I did when I was, I think, 19 or 20, is 6 by 5 feet. So apparently,
you were already doing this.
Yeah, and I did that one down in the basement of the house that I was renting at college. So I think I just always liked having something that's big. I remember going to a show at the Museum of Modern Art or Contemporary Art in Chicago. Oliver Eliasson, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, but he does like light and installation pieces. And, you know, I'm walking around and there were a lot of very interesting things. But I remember standing in front of one that when you stood and it filled your eyeballs, I couldn't see anything above or below or on the side except the colors and the shapes and what he wanted me to see. And I thought that was fantastic. Like, it was so great. You weren't aware where you were.
So Nancy.
Yes, Suzy.
You got into this by giving yourself permission to do something.
Yeah.
Something you hadn't been doing. And there are a lot of people out there who lose their jobs or can't figure out what to do. They hate their job, or they've done a million things, but they're stuck in some way. You have any advice for them?
It's a good question. I would say, well, so for me, you know, I've done art my whole life, maybe some years more than others, depending on what else was going on in life. But
like when you had your accidents and you had to stop?
Yes, exactly. Yes, that definitely put a crimp in things. But I would say, like for myself, I thought, okay, at the time that I started to get serious about doing this, after we moved here, I thought, all right, I'm 65. What am I waiting for?
Right!
Like, now or never, let's go, let's do it. And as it happened, our house, I finally had space that I could do it and time, especially during COVID, because our work basically stopped.
Your work was?
We did mostly food photography.
Okay, right.
And we shot a food magazine, and we shot advertisements and marketing and all of that kind of stuff.
And that went away?
Mostly, not 100%, but a lot of it went away because all the restaurants shut down. A lot of the advertisers said, oh, well, if there's no restaurants, I don't really need to advertise. I'll hold on to my money. etc. So, but it freed me. It gave me time. I mean, initially it was like, oh my God, but then I realized I have space and time. Let's go. Let's do it right now.
What you've always wanted to do.
What I've always wanted to do. Right. So I did it. And even if you don't know what you want to do.
And when you started doing it, you didn't know that you were going to do a bunch of art shows.
No, I really didn't. I had no idea.
So you put your toe in the water.
Yeah. And what happened too is that this was really freeing and opening for me, is I was painting rather large, some of the pieces, most of them were pretty big. And there's a restaurant in town that had nothing on their walls. And I said, hey, I won't be offended if you say no, thank you. But if you want something, I have some big art you could hang on there. And they said, oh, absolutely, yes, please. So I did. And somebody saw one of them, and ended up giving me a commission for an even larger piece for their home, which was it was exciting. It was also a little terrifying because it was so big. But then once I did it, once I started working on it and went, oh my God, this is so fun. This is really what I wanted to do, but I didn't really know how to do it or give myself permission. to do something crazy like that. And then there I was doing it, and I'm like, I got to do more. This was great. So I just kept going and going and going. And then I ended up being discovered somehow by a curator in Decatur, Illinois, who offered me a solo show in their space that was huge space, so I could put up all of my giant paintings that really, that's kind of hard to show in a lot of other places. And it was an incredible show. It was fabulous. We have a catalog. I made a catalog, which will be available at the Depot. But yeah, and so and I just decided, like, I'm gonna start entering shows, and it's like once I started doing work, and I kind of was like, it's not bad. That's kind of nice. Well, maybe I should show a little bit, and it just started growing exponentially. So I put myself out there.
Like I said, you can see her at the Beverly Shores Museum and Art Gallery this summer. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.